All right, it is 9 o'clock, so we can go ahead and get started. Um, this is a fire briefing for July 4th, 2025. Happy Independence Day. I'm Rachel, talking for Spokane today. And I believe Anna is on for Seattle. Just our daily disclosure, this meeting is being recorded. By joining and participating in the session, consent is being given to the recording. Please keep cameras off per NOAA Privacy Act statement. Looking at our current satellite, we've got a weak system moving through today. We can see some clouds and some showers starting to work their way up into the northwest. And for the matrix today, I will let Anna go ahead and speak for the Western Washington side.
Thanks, Rachel. So for Western Washington, we have a weak trough moving through the region today. While most of Western Washington will be pretty dry, and I know Rachel will speak to more of the action on the east side of the Cascades, we could see an isolated light shower on the west side of the Cascade crest this afternoon. However, there will be no lightning on the west side of the Cascades, which is good news for fire weather on the west side. Then after today, through the weekend, we'll resume onshore flow. It'll strengthen a little bit after this trough moves through. So we'll see seasonal temperatures and good RH recoveries through the weekend. Then by Monday and Tuesday, we start to get some influence of high pressure building over the southwestern United States. So we'll see some warming and drying across Western Washington. Things will peak on Tuesday. Tuesday will be the warmest day and the driest. And the driest conditions will be in the Cascade Valleys and kind of southeast of Mount Rainier. And then high pressure will kind of break down by the middle of next week. We'll resume onshore flow, and that'll promote more cooler and moist conditions. So things are pretty quiet on the west side.
All right, thanks, Anna. And for Eastern Washington, we are looking at, for both Eastern Washington and North Idaho today, chances for showers and thunderstorms have decreased a little bit from the forecast since yesterday, but there are still some small chances for some thunderstorms in far southeastern Washington and in the central and southern Idaho Panhandle, and there's a very small chance for the North Cascades as well. Those should be accompanied by showers. And then tomorrow, Saturday, we are looking at some chances for isolated showers and thunderstorms moving up toward the far northeastern corner of Washington and northern Idaho Panhandle. Sunday should be a break in the action before Monday. Things start to warm up and dry out. As Anna was mentioning, for the west side, we're going to see some dry conditions, hot, dry, and unstable both Tuesday and Wednesday, with some potential for isolated dry thunderstorms on Wednesday. We will continue to monitor that as the week goes on. But Tuesday and Wednesday are definitely looking like the hottest and driest days, with highs in the upper 90s to just over 100 for much of eastern Washington and North Idaho. And moving on to the max temperatures for today, not as hot as we have been seeing. We're going to see max temperatures in the low to mid 80s for much of eastern Washington, and then upper 70s to low 80s for northern Idaho. And it looks like low to mid 70s for a lot of the west side, maybe some 60s along the coast. And then min RHs today for the west side, looking at 40 to 50% for most places, higher on the coast. And then for the east side today, not terribly low min RHs. We're looking at maybe upper teens for the driest spots, but 20s to near 30s for most other locations. And looking at the winds for today, we could see winds pick up a little bit in the afternoon, kind of through those cascade gaps. We could see some gusts in the 20s for Wenatchee, Moses Lake, that Columbia Basin area, but shouldn't be terribly breezy. And looking at the Rob Thunder for today, we see it highlighting a little bit in those North Cascades and that northern, maybe a little bit in the northern Idaho Panhandle, but those highest chances are as you get into the southern Idaho Panhandle, and there's some chances in far southeastern Washington. All right. Moving on to trends, I will go ahead and start on the west side with the Fire Training Academy in North Bend. I'll let Anna speak to that.
Thanks, Rachel. So on the west side, you can see that temperatures are pretty cool. They're right around normal for this time of year on the west side, and we have very good relative humidity recoveries. So things are looking pretty good for us. The trend will continue through the weekend and then into early next week. As you can see, we'll start to warm up a bit. We'll peak on Tuesday with highs in the low to mid 80s. And then min RHs will get as low as the 30 to 40% range. And we'll also see clearer skies during that time period. But then you can see beyond Tuesday, we start to cool off and become a bit more moist. So I'll go ahead and pass it back to you, Rachel.
All right. So for the east side here, go ahead and show Iniat. Kind of similar trends as on the west side, but just hotter temperatures and drier RHs. So we'll stay in the 80s, kind of gradually warming up over the course of the weekend, and then Monday maybe hitting 90, and Tuesday and Wednesday will be our warmest days, in the upper 90s to just over 100, and things will kind of stay warm for a little bit after that, but will gradually start cooling down toward the end of next week. As for our H's, we have decent recoveries for the next couple of nights, with the min RHs during the afternoon staying in the 20s. And then as we get to the start of next week, we see those RHs start to drop into the teens in the afternoon and not recover so well overnight. Looks like Tuesday afternoon will be our driest day, with RHs dropping into the low teens. And then we see some breezy conditions the next couple of days, and then wind should kind of calm down after that, maybe picking up again middle to end of next week, just a little bit. And then for North Idaho, looking at kind of similar trends there. Milder temperatures over the next couple of days, a little bit cooler for them in the upper 70s, and then gradually warming up. Looks like Wednesday will be their warmest day in the upper 90s. Well, Tuesday and Wednesday will both be in the upper 90s, with a slight cooling trend after that toward the end of next week. And then RH is also trending drier as we get into early next week, with their min RHs dropping into the teens as well. And moving on to the 8 to 14 day outlooks, we've got above normal temperatures for most of the region, near normal for the west side, and then above normal precipitation. And I think that is all for today. As always, you can find this briefing recording and more information about fire weather on the OTX Fire dashboard at the link shown here. We'll go ahead and stop the recording.